Modern Horizons 3 leaks, they're real. Let's take a look at them. This is the third and final chapter of the Modern Horizons 3 spoiler videos. It's the Exterminator Magmark. I actually don't know if this thing was leaked at all. It is a red-black 2 generic 5/3 Phyrexian construct. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single non-land permanent an opponent controls, if another opponent controls one or more non-land permanents that spell could target, choose one of those permanents. Copy the spell. The copy targets the chosen permanent. I feel like this is a really long-winded way of saying if you target something, you can target something else again if it's like the same, basically the same card type, right? It has to be non-land. You copy it, and then you get to you basically get more than one of a spell. We have and it got regenerate. They brought regenerate back. They brought regenerate for this. Is that the first regenerator? Does anyone even know how regenerate works? A few days ago, I got a comment in my comment section about they wanted to regenerate. They said something to the effect of like they expected that when it regenerated, the creature would go to the graveyard and bring it back to the battlefield. And I'm like, that's not how regeneration works around here. But that's how a lot of people think it works. All right, let's. I can't look up anything, Alex. I'll look up some super chats because I'm on MTG Goldfish. We're going to look at all the cards that we did not see on part 1 and 2. And only I can determine that. But we'll probably get to every card that we haven't looked at yet. All right, we got Jund XX. A double X spell in Jund. It's a 3/3 dragon. When you cast this spell, each player sacrifices X creatures. Gluttonous Hellkite enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it for each creature sacrificed this way. So if X is 1, so I pay 5 mana, everyone sacks a creature, I get, possibly +6/+6? That's insane. So basically for 5 mana, I have a 9/9 flying trampler, and I edict everybody. That's bananas! I guess it's more powerful, though, in multiplayer instead of single player. Tommy Siddons with, you think Regenerate is already complicated enough? Tell me how Debt of Loyalty works on top of it. I don't know how Debt of Loyalty works. It's more complicated than Regenerate. I concede to the Debt of Loyalty. Would Exterminator work on Arcane Bombardment? I have no idea. I am not a judge. Today, I am just a looker of the cards. Its maw opens, and entire species disappear. Did we do the Harbinger of the Seas yet? Not yet. We're gonna get to it eventually. I saw it down the list. It's the card I'm most excited for. Anyway, this is for that Dragon fam, for you Mirren players, for your Corvold? Corvold? I don't know. Corvold players probably don't play Gluttonous Hellkite, but people who play Gluttonous Hellkite probably play Corvold. So anyway, you got your Gluttonous Hellkite, a big edicting, stomping machine. Okay, now we got the Infested Thrinax. This is a black-green 3 generic 4/4 lizard with flash. When in flash, what a green? I guess green has flash. Yeah, you know what? I think it's just weird to have a black flashing creature, but green has flash. When Infested Thrinax enters the battlefield, until end of turn, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a number of 1/1 green saproling creature tokens equal to that creature's power. I get. So whenever a non-token creature you control dies, can I like flash this in response to a board wipe? Interesting. I think I can flash this in response to a board wipe, and then when everything dies, including the Infested Thrinax, I'm gonna get like 1,000,000,000 1/1 saproling tokens, and those saprolings can attack to kill. They're not those weakling 0/1 plant saproling tokens. No, this is the real deal here. Welcome, Ethan. Jund, oh wow, they actually reference Jund here. Jund doesn't have a food chain so much as a mass feeding frenzy. James says, thanks for streaming today. I just got home from my mom's heart surgery. You made my day. And good luck to your mom. I'm sure the surgery was fantastic. All right, we have a super chat here, actually. From King Ginger. What do you want, King Ginger? You want the Ocelot Pride. Okay, so for a super chat, I will take a look at some super chats. I will look them up, and also Scryfall has them all. Ocelot Pride. Ocelot Pride, a white 1/1 cat, first strike, life link with Ascend. Which means if you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, create a 1/1 white cat creature token. Then if you have the city's blessing, for each token you control that entered the battlefield this turn, create a token that's a copy of it. This card, it would seem broken, actually. But there is one caveat. It has 1 toughness. So, I mean, this is probably going to be an amazing commander card for anyone that plays commander, but for, like, Legacy Modern, it is just...
No! God, please,
it's just dead on arrival. Oh, the poor Ocelot. This thing is so strong looking, but it's just going to run head-on into, like, Orcish Bowmasters, Ren and 6s, Lava Darts. Poor Yawgmoth gonna go get this cat, gonna eat this cat for lunch. This cat doesn't have 9 lives, it has 1, and then it's over. Alright, next, going back to... We'll go back. We looked at the Infesting Threnax. Now we got the Sawhorn Nemesis. These are like commander-only cards, because it's got that commander symbol over here. It's got 4 mana, 2/4 dinosaur. Yeah, extra dead in Legacy. Exactly. That's too bad, too. You know, you look at that. Let's go back to the Ocelot Cat for a second. I mean, we go to the Ocelot Cat. This looks like it would be an insane card. We should help the cat community. I don't know a good name for the cat people right now. The cat fam out there, they could use a little power up here, like the Ocelot Pride. But unfortunately, you know, 1 toughness creatures you're basically banned in this game. They said no 1 toughness creatures allowed. 1 toughness creatures. Mostly off of the back that I guess they want to make them powerful and just let them die to the Bowmasters. Okay, Sawhorn Nemesis, 4 mana, 2/4 dinosaur. Sawhorn Nemesis enters the battlefield, choose a player. What is this, true name Nemesis? If a source would deal damage to the chosen player or permanent they control, it deals double that damage instead. Oh, that's going to be great for the red player. All right, everyone at Bob. Bob is you get 2-for-1 damage when you attack Bob. Source would deal damage to the chosen player. This is just begging. So what does Bob do in order to beat this thing? They have to remove it immediately. Otherwise, everyone... It's going to be an interesting dynamic when this card gets played. I'm curious if everyone will wail on Bob, or will people take Bob, like, treat Bob with some mercy. So basically, you're trying to taunt everyone into attacking Bob over there. Copy the bad boy for huge oh, yeah. It deals double? Oh yeah. What? And you're gonna name this? You're gonna name the same person, Steve Cooper? Is that how you're gonna do it? All right. Now we do quadruple damage to Bob. Poor Bob over there. Wish they would print Windfall in Modern. I don't know if it's okay. It's probably okay. I might have no cards in my hand. You know, refill your hand at your own risk. It's not. It's you know, it's not Time Twister. Bring me Modern Horizons. We're all waiting for Modern Horizons around the corner. All right, Sawhorn Nemesis. Looks like a cool dynamic at the table. Then we got the Broodmate Tyrant, not the Broodmate Dragon. It is a dragon, however. It is a 7 mana 5/5 flyer. Enters the battlefield. Create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. So it comes with a friend. It's got Encore. I have no idea what that is. Encore. Yeah, I really don't like how they're not explaining the cards anymore. Encore MTG. What I also don't like is I don't really get a clear idea what Encore does when I look it up. Discard a card, then draw... Oh, sorry, no, that's not it. Encore is an activated ability that can be activated only if the creature that has it is in your graveyard. So it can be in my graveyard and get value. So I can exile the creature. Since the token ceases to exist when it hits your graveyard? I don't get it. It's unearth, but for each opponent. Why? Does it have Myriad or something? Yeah, this is a complicated... You know, no one can get into this game without, like, a cell phone. Like, you're like... it's like cell phone or bust these days. Oh, what's that ability? Let's look it up. What's that ability? Let's look it up. Encore is unearthed, but you can create a token for each opponent, and they attack each opponent. Ah, excellent. So they're going to attack everybody else except me. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly my plan. Okay, next up, we're going to take a look at Polygoyf. Man, we got the whole Goyf family out here. Tomogoyf, the Luregoyf, we got the Polygoyf. Okay, it's a green 2 generic star and 1+ star Luregoyf. Trample, and it's got Myriad. Oh, they explain this one. Whenever this creature attacks for each opponent other than defending player, you may create a token that's a copy of this creature that's tapped and attacking that player, or a planeswalker they control. Exile the token at the end of combat. Now, Polygoyf's power is equal to the number of card types among all cards in all graveyards, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. Wow, everyone's just taking the Tarmogoyf ability now. See, these Luregoyfs, some of them were, like, dependent on the creatures in the graveyard, not always the card types, but now it's just card types these days. Yeah! Khans, run! There's 3 of them now! There's 3. So, they said 2 heads are better than 1. Well, 3 must be even 100% more better than that. Yeah, Tarmogoyf with Myriad. And 1 more mana. Makes me think, like, we should have Tarmogoyf for 1 mana. Well, I mean, they did. They made the mono black one, right? So I was just thinking Tarmogoyf should be 2 heads for 2 mana. We have 3 heads for the Polygoyf. But we've also got Pyrogoyf. This one will set you on fire. It's a red 3 generic, star, whatever. It's got the power and toughness of a Tarmogoyf for crying out loud. Pyrogoyf's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in all graveyards, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. But whenever Pyrogoyf, when another Lugoyf, enters the battlefield under your control, that creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. Holy crap! That's that they reprinted Flametongue Kavu. It's literally it is superior. Is it superior Flametongue Kavu? Oh, it is superior Flametongue Kavu. So when it comes into play, or another Luregoyf enters the battlefield under your control, that creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. Wow! And you can target yourself. I mean, like, oh, it's any target. This is bananas. Is this actually modern legal? Or is this, was that deemed too strong? Pyrogoyf. Oh, it's not even on Scryfall. I'm assuming this is just a commander card. It's got the commander thing. I hope it's not in modern. That thing would be absolutely insane! Absolutely insane. Yeah, Goyf deck is crazy. They're trying to help the stock of everyone who bought Tarmogoyf at $200, and now it's collapsed at $10. So hopefully, like, the value of OG Tarmogoyf goes up. Terror of the Pyrogoyf. Oh, is that what it's called? Terror of the Pyrogoyf? MC3 is a Modern Horizons 3's commander set. Yeah, I know that. But they got... Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe the symbol is exclusively the commander set. Exclusively. Because I am not sure. Also helping Devotion with these tokens with the mana cost. Are they? So we got 1 red here. Not very good on Devotion, in my opinion. It's like EDH3, Toad says, yeah. Commander Horizons 3. back again to terrorize all the other formats. What will be the new Hogak this time? Or the new Fury? Or the new Grief? We're still playing with Grief, which is an absolute pain. And even Scion of Draco is starting to show up again as being an outright full powerful card. I think this card is awesome. I played with a lot of Flame Tongue Kavu back in the day. One of the problems with Flame Tongue Kavu is that it sometimes had to shoot itself. Because Flame Tongue Kavu was like worded in a way that you have to target a creature. You have to target a creature in play. So sometimes you just have to shoot yourself in the foot. This can just target people. That's unbelievable. So you can blow things up. You could like just target your opponent for a good chunk of damage. Those Tarmogoyfs, they can be 4 power. They can be 5. They can be 6 power. Just have to get them artifacts and planeswalkers in the graveyard. And Pyrogoyf gonna set the town on fire. 10 out of 10 card with the Pyrogoyf. The only problem is playing with a bunch of Tarmogoyfs in your deck. Yeah, there are Tarmogoyf tokens now with a mana cost. And they said they couldn't make tokens with a mana cost. They lied. Okay, we got Tempt with Mayhem. It's a red 1 generic. It's an instant. It's got Tempting Offer. I love Tempting Offers. You know, my, whenever I switch my... whenever I cancel my internet, you better sorry, it's not when I cancel my internet service provider. It's when I move to a new internet service provider, the old one then calls me up with a tempting offer. I don't understand why don't they just give me the tempting offer as I'm canceling it? Like, hey, I'm canceling you. Oh yeah, okay, fine. I mean, that was their opportunity to keep me on the line. Whatever. Okay, so Tempting Offer. Choose target instant or sorcery spell. Each opponent may copy that spell and may choose new targets for the copy they control. You copy that spell once, plus an additional time. For each opponent who copied the spell this way, you may choose new targets for the copies you control. That is interesting. Does anyone want to copy the spell? You want to copy the spell? You want to copy the spell? You want to copy the spell? How about you two copy the spell? I get 2 copies, and we all go after Bob again. And then we'll blast Bob for absolute billion damage. We already have that, what's it called in play? Oh, I forgot it already. It's the Nemesis. We already have that Nemesis in play. Oh yes, the yummy politics. What's a game of Commander without the politics here? Oh yeah, card draw spells go burr. You want to draw some cards? That's fine. I'll get double the cards. I know who's gonna say no to cards around here. Maybe there will be a populate variant that requires paying the cost of the token. Maybe. You never know. Do this on multi-kicker? Yeah. Will that work actually? On multi-kicker? Target instant or sorcery spell. Each opponent may copy that spell and may choose new targets for the copy they control. You copy that spell once plus an additional time. Still don't know if it copies. I guess it copies kicker. I guess. I wouldn't know very well. Yeah. Bye-bye, Bob. Sorry about it. Please don't leave. We'll wait for you. Please wait for us. We'll be finished the game and we'll get another one in. Monumental Hedge from Benovsky. Your favorite spoiler. What have I done? Monumental Henge. Oops, it's Henge. Sorry about that. Oh, you like the lands. You're a lands person, Benov. I'm also a lands person. I am usually more excited about new lands in a set than anything else. Just give me a beautiful new colorless utility land for my deck. Unbanned Tolarian Academy. Land. Enter the battlefield tapped unless you control a plains. You can also tap for a white. And for a white 2 generic, tap, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a historic card from among them and put into your hand. By the way, historic cards are artifacts, legendaries, sagas. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Oh, so it's like Impulse. So you empty your hand. You have nothing else to do. Well, now it's not just Impulse. It reminds me of... This is like a strictly better Castle Vantress. Like, infinitely... Well, I don't know. Maybe not strictly better. You can only get the historic cards. Well, of course, you're gonna fill your deck with historic cards. So how do you lose this? It's a beautiful land to see. No one is disputing that. What else can you do with this card? You can tap it for white. It can cast your Mother of Runes. But yeah, this is a really good utility land to go into the late game. You know, hey, you don't have card draw. Well, now white always complains that they have absolutely no card draw. Well, what do you count this? You're gonna draw a card for the turn, and then you're gonna dig for. I mean, this is better than card draw. You actually get to select exactly what you want out of this. I mean, it's not a tutor exactly, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. What am I looking for? Ooh. Forgot to put you guys on slow mode. It's time to be, even though you're all behaving anyway. Okay, that was Monumental Henge. Now it is back. Time to go back to the spoilers. Tempt with Mayhem. We got the Borrow Goyf. This is a Goyf that likes to borrow from you. Hopefully returns things back. And in good condition. It's a black 2 generic. It's so weird to see Tarmogoyfs with like 3 mana. That's just bizarre. Okay, it's got Tarmogoyf Power and Toughness, Death Touch, Lifelink. It's got the normal Tarmogoyf clause. It's a Tarmogoyf. Okay, whenever Borrow Goyf deals combat damage to a player, you may mill that many cards. If you do, you may put a creature card from among them into your hand. Oh, so it's actually a bunch of value. So you have it's good on blocking, dude. It's got that Death Touch. It's Vampire Goyf, I guess. It's not a Nighthawk. Doesn't quite fly. This is just the ground version of Vampire Nighthawk, which also can mill and go get some more cards. Maybe even get back your Vampire Nighthawk. Damn neighbors always over here borrowing my tools. I can imagine. I bet you can make like a pretty cute cartoon out of all these Goyfs. The Borrow Goyf, the Tarmogoyf, the Lure Goyf. They all have the Pyrogoyf. They all have their own personality. Yeah, all these Goyfs, which to choose? I think you're supposed to choose all of them. You junned it up. You just junned it up. You go black, green, red. You just jam them all in there. They should have an artifact Goyf. So like you have some artifact for the graveyard, and it should have cycling. All right, hear me out. Artifact Goyf with cycling. Is it not good? I think it's great. It's a great idea. I just came up with that. Oh, I've never seen this before. That's a absolute complete lie. Anyone see this in the leaks? I know I did. It was like one of the earlier leaks. It was like it was foreshadowing that there was going to be a Tarmogoyf theme to Modern Horizons 3 of some sort. To the Tarmogoyf nest. This is where they give birth to baby Tarmogoyfs. There's a green 2 generic Kindred Enchantment. It's an aura. We have to enchant a land with this thing. Oh, is it like Squirrel Nest? Oh, it's a callback to Squirrel Nest. Enchant land has a green 1 generic. Tap, create a Tarmogoyf token. It is literally a green 1 generic Lurgoyf creature with Tarmogoyf's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in all graveyards. And its toughness is equal to that number plus 1. The Coin Goyf for the artifact. Yeah, I love that. Or the Treasure Goyf. You can sacrifice it for mana. Or something like that. So yeah, actually I like that. The Treasure Goyf. You can sacrifice the Tarmogoyf for mana. It goes straight to the graveyard, buffing all the other Tarmogoyfs up. Took one for the team. So are they birthed like mammals? I have no idea. And I imagine the birth of a Lurgoyf is awful. I'm sure it's just terrible. Like, look how many like spikes are on this thing. What is mating season like for the Goyfs? It's got to be awful. You know, it's like it sounds like Stegosauruses. You know, the spiky dinosaurs trying to get it on. Like generally animals, they like, you know, they mount each other, but then like these animals are so like pointy and so on. I guess it's the same problem with like porcupines or something. I never really thought about that until now. They don't grow their spikes / horns tusked until they grow up. Yeah, well, and that's when it's even more dangerous. Like Ace Ventura out of the rhino's butt? Not quite. Not quite. The spike, yeah, they like the pain. The spikes cause themselves pleasure. It's actually an upside now, not a downside. Anyway, Tarmogoyf Nest, probably not competitive. I don't see this card being that competitive, but it looks like a lot of fun. Make your Tarmogoyf deck. This is, you know, all these Goyfs, this is like for the modern player that used to play Jund and moved to Commander. They'll build this thing. This is everything I ever wanted it to be. Ooh, we got a bunch of cool new lands. We got the Trench Post. A new Locust? Are they insane? Like, we need to add to this thing. I wonder if this buffs up the Locusts in Legacy, because there's only 2. It's like, and I thought we're gonna end at 2 because they're the most broken lands of all time. Like, there's, well, I guess, I mean, thankfully they're kept in check through things like Wasteland and Strip Mine and stuff like that, but Legacy Locust is pretty bad. Well, because Wasteland, you ban Wasteland, and you know what, those Locusts are gonna have something to say about it. This is Trench Post. You tap to add a colorless. Now you can also pay 3 tap. Target player mills a card for each Locust you control. Okay, this card's really underwhelming. That's terrible. That is just absolutely awful. I mean, it's a random Locust, I guess. This is like, they balanced it too hard. I guess is there any bonus to this? There's a world in Legacy where someone goes for the Thassa's Oracle combo through Doomsday. They put the Thassa's Oracle on top, and you're like, you've just fallen straight into my trap card, Trench Post. I mill your Thassa's Oracle into your graveyard. Now let's see you win from here. You won't. And now I'm picturing Dino People Cenobites. Thanks, needed that image. You're welcome. I aim to please around here. Little MX Doom. I love Evolution Sage for my commander decks. Evolution Sage. Evolution Sage is a green 2 generic 3/2 elf druid. Now it's got landfall. Everyone loves landfall because you can get like multiple landfalls in one turn. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you proliferate. Oh, you're one of those people, huh? I'm telling you, when you play Evolution Sage, enemy spotted. Everyone will know who to gang up on. No one proliferates fair. Is there any fair proliferators out there? Anyone who just puts +1/+1 counters on their creatures and just likes to buff them up a bunch? There's not a lot of them out there. Proliferate is like synonymous with pain. You're out there to you're gonna suffocate him. It's like a boa constrictor mechanic. It squeezes you, and before you know it, you can't get out of the bind. It's over, and you're just completely dead. Not to mention, like, you know, you can easily like dump like 3 or 4 land drops in one turn if you got the setup properly. Land, fetch land, Ramanap runes, Dry to the Elysian Grove, and so on. You screwed up your super chat? I meant Evolution Witness? I bet you like them both. Evolution Witness. Okay, this one will take a lot less heat off of you. Evolution Witness, also very Simic looking. It is a green 2 generic, 2/1 Elf Shaman Mutant. It's in the breeding pool as far as I'm concerned. Okay, it's got whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Evolution Witness, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. It's got Adapt too. If this creature has no +1/+1 counters on it, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And you know what? This is a great combo with Evolution Sage. So, you know, Eternal Witness was always this card that was like a 2/1. You got 1 card back to your hand. And then that's it. It's a 1 done. Bam. Thank you very much. Get the hell out of here. But now with Evolution Sage, that's a combo. You even go get a land with your Evolution Witness. Could you keep doing that? Did we just like accidentally do a combo here? So what you do is you Evolution Sage. Sorry, Evolution Witness, get a land, like a fetch land, play Evolution Sage afterwards, play your land, proliferate. Oh, this needs to have a counter on it first. All right, get a counter on your Evolution Sage, and then you crack the fetch land, and you can get it back with the Evolution Witness. Oh, sorry, well, you proliferate from Evolution Witness, get a counter on. These are confusing me. The Sage will proliferate the Witness. The Witness will get a counter. You get your land back, and you can keep. Well, you can't loop it forever. You get loop it for as many times you have land drops for the turn. All right. It's time to thank our sponsor, FusionGamingOnline.com. This is my favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards, and it is definitely my one-stop shop for Modern Horizons 3 spoilers. If you like that Evolution Witness Sage synergy, you know where to get them from. You get them at FusionGamingOnline.com. By the way, big on, this is not it. There's a big sale going on right now at FusionGamingOnline.com. 20% off all singles, usually for a blowout sale like that. You have to wait until Christmas. Christmas came early. Check out the flash sale at FusionGamingOnline.com from May 29th to June 1st. Also and if you missed the sale, go pick up you some singles from Modern Horizons 3 around here. Also, don't forget, when you, I think this is not going to apply to the big flash sale, but for all your other purchases, use coupon code Nikachu to get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Ability to play any format, any paper format in the digital world on Magic Online. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or you can rent the cards using coupon code Nikachu_OKM for 10% off your first 2 months. Magic Online, I love it. Been playing for 10 years on Magic Online. It's insane. I'm crazy. All right, back to Trench Post. You can go search for all of your lands. Yeah, eventually. One way or another, you're going to get them lands. Okay, let's look at... Okay, Talon, the Gates of Madara. This is a gate. They made more gates here for the gate players. There's battlefield tapped. Up to 1 target creature phases out. What the hell? Oh, sorry. No, when it enters the battlefield, up to 1 target creature phases out. It's a gate that doesn't come into play tapped? That's amazing. It's already broken for a gate. That's already a S-tier gate around here. Now, it adds colorless mana, which can be used to cast your Eldrazi's. Pay 1 tap, add 1 mana of any color. So it actually does tap for any color. Pay 4, put Talon Gates of Madara from your hand onto the battlefield. What the hell is going on here? So I can, like, ramp this in play, but it also phases creatures out when it enters the battlefield. It's like it's almost like a channel land, if you ask me. It's a channel land that enters the battlefield, and you get its effect. Man, I would have loved if Oboro was worded like this. So with Oboro, I gotta pay 4, and I dump my land, and I bounce a creature. Here, you pay 4, it goes directly onto the battlefield, and you phase out a creature. I have no idea how the hell you use this, though. Commander plays, you want this type of effect? You're looking for this? Varies protection on a land for 1 target. Or you want to neutralize someone comboing off with their commander. You could do that as well. Very weird card. It's very strange. Hello there, Collector. Collector Invest. It's got to be some sort of staple of some sort. I don't know. It only adds colorless mana, though, so if you're taxed on colors, maybe this is not for you. More for the monocolor decks or dual color decks. Phase out a potential blocker. That's true. This is AI generated? It's still a land. Yeah, it is still a land. At the end of the day, it's still a land. Wizards of the Coast, we're running out of ideas. Just had some name from that one Naruto show or whatever. Oh, is that true? I'm not familiar with Naruto, so I can't tell when they're stealing their intellectual property or they're stealing some sort of iconic scene from a TV show. Summer Mermaid Star says true. All right. It's a cool card, though. I think that's a cool card. It's different. You know, it's different. we got the Sunken Palace. Sunken Palace is a cave. Enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap for a blue. Pay a blue, tap. Exile 7 cards from your graveyard. Add blue. What? I paid 2. Exiled 7 cards to add 1 blue. Well, what kind of deal is that? That's terrible. When you spend this mana to cast a spell or activated ability, copy that spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy, and mana abilities can't be copied. You cast a spell. And I'm assuming that we make tokens of our creatures when we use this. Very, very weird. So basically, for an extra 1... It's actually really an extra 2 mana. We can make tokens of our creatures. Cannot tell if it is competitive enough. Is this card any good? Yeah, it's 1... Yeah, it's 1 and a blue. One in blue. And tap. So if it's like basically what it does is you basically have to choke 3 lands to add 1 blue. So it's costing, in addition to what you would cast for your creatures, you're spending an extra 2 mana on it. Madara is a character from Naruto, yes, a pretty prominent one at that. So they weren't even sneaking it in there, were they? Collective Invest says, I am building a red-black mercenary commander deck. Good for you. You go get them with them mercenaries. Mercenaries are coming back. Weren't there mercenaries in Thunder Junction? I know they had some bad guys over there. Anyway, it's interesting. Sunken Palace. Moving on, we got Lazatap Quarry. It's a desert, which means that synergy with all the other deserts. Tap, add a colorless. Tap, sack a creature, add 1 mana of any color. And pay X2. Tap, sacrifice a desert. Exile target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Activate only as a sorcery. I have no words. Nothing at all. Okay, with Little MX Doom. Hey, Merfolk players. How excited are you for Harbinger of the Seas? I know what you're talking about. Harbinger of the Seas. Could have been called the Tides, but they didn't. Whoops. What am I doing? There we go. Harbinger of the Seas. This card is absolutely, completely nuts. I mean, it is a 10 out of 10 banger. I mean, when the Merfolk community looked at this, we were like, we knew it was our time. It's over for everybody. Merfolk's time starts right now. Yeah, people are calling it Flood Moon. Most of the community calls it Flood Moon. I like calling it Moist Moon. Magus of the Moist. Moist Seas. Magus of the Water. Water Seas. Water Moon. Flood Magus. Magus Flood. Yeah, Magus of the Moist. I like these words. It's like there's a lot of play on words with this card between like Harbinger of the Seas and, you know, Blood Moon. Isn't Harbinger of the Tides also a card? Yes, but yeah, you're right, Little MX Doom. I guess we were so excited to see a reprint of Harbinger of the Tides. Yeah, I knew what you were saying. Blue 1 Generic 2/2 Merfolk Wizard. Non-basic lands are islands. I mean, this card is bananas. It is much better for a Merfolk deck than Magus of the Moon is for like even a human's deck. Believe it or not, Magus of the Moon is a human wizard. And in fact, like, you know who could use Magus of the Moon? Goblins, because of Goblin King. That's right, but unfortunately Magus of the Moon is not a goblin, so poor synergy there. Harbinger of the Seas, however, is a merfolk, so works perfectly with the Merfolk Lords, which have Island Walk. The rising moon calls mercilessly to the waves, commanding the sea to rise high, enough to devour mountains. There was like a really strong chance this was not even going to be real. We didn't, like, when they previewed this, when this card got leaked, I was like, is this real? There's some chance it's fake. And like there were a few other fake cards revealed or leaked at the time, which made me believe like it's possible that this card it's possible. Maybe not super likely, but it was on the back of my mind. It doesn't even look like a real card. Like, why would they print 3 mana Blood Moon for islands? And even the flavor text feels fake. The rising moon calls mercilessly to the waves, commanding the sea to rise high enough to devour mountains. It didn't feel real. But then when we got that confirmation, oh my god, I was so happy about that. It's better than Magus, right? Because it's a merfolk and because Island Walk. Not only that, you know, usually when you play Magus of the Moon, you give your opponent a bunch of mountains, which can be used to kill the Magus of the Moon. Well, guess what? When I turn all your stuff into islands, not a lot of removal in islands. Well, you got Pongify, you got Rapid Hybridization out there. So some decks are just going to straight up fold to this thing. It's over. It's Merfolk's time now. Harbinger of the Seas. Boy, am I happy for it. All leaks were real. No, there were some fake leaks. There was at least 2. One person tried to leak Wasteland. So many people were getting got by that Wasteland thing. Like, that was so obviously fake. But there was also an energy dual land that was being tossed around, but that was also fake. So there were some fakes. So we couldn't be sure. We couldn't be 100% certain in all the leaks. It made some of the leaks still. Maybe even Wizards of the Coast planted those leaks, those fake leaks. Put doubt in our minds. Or you can also go into Wizards deck. Absolutely. Yeah, Harbinger of the Seas. Wizards playable. I saw your super chat. I'll get back to it. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. Harbinger of the Seas was the last super chat. Okay, Horizon of Progress. Gotta move. Ooh, it's Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty. Tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce. So it is like a painful reflecting pool. Why do we need that? I guess because we're tacking on a bunch of extra abilities. So we're free rolling this. 3 mana tap. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tap. What? What? We are literally putting, it's like a land that ramps. Pay 1 tap, sacrifice Horizon of Progress. Oh, it's a Horizon. Maybe this is the Horizon. This is the first of all. It is basically a Horizon land. I didn't even notice that. You tap, you deal damage to yourself, and you can also sack it to draw a card. But unlike the other Horizon lands, I never put other lands onto the battlefield with it. You think they would do that just to go on the internet and post lies? Honestly, no. The trolls on the internet do a good enough job, that's for sure. It goes into all colors. But hold on, if this is my first and only land drop, does this literally just do nothing? Tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce. And this controls... This can produce nothing. So you will get nothing. It is a really bad turn 1 land drop. You look at your hand, it's like 2 lands. Or I guess 1 land, Horizon of Progress. A bunch of mana dorks, but then you realize... This thing don't add no mana! It's completely pointless by itself. It's gotta be lands you control. Yeah, we found it. The modern horizon. Yeah, the modern horizon of all horizons. Maybe that's what it is. Look, it's modern here. This is a modern day Kamigawa. It's a horizon. It's modern horizons. That's probably right. I think if I understand correctly, they like squeeze so many Easter eggs and puns into this set. You get it? It's a modern horizon. It's sort of cringy / funny the first time you say it, you know? Moving on. We got aggressive Biomancy. The Biomancy is getting aggressive. It's a blue-green XX sorcery. Create X tokens that are copies of target creature you control. Except they have, when this creature enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. That's weird. X tokens are copies of target creature. Oh, so you can only copy 1 thing, and also dissuades you from copying your legendary stuff. Christopher B wants to tell us something about Madara. It was a location on Dominaria that Bolus ruled over before his former champion, Tetsuo Umezawa, slew him. So he's dead now, huh? The location predates Naruto entirely by a good few years. The location? What the hell? Or you mean the lore? The lore. The actual MTG. Maybe Naruto is stealing from MTG. It's not the first time people were inspired by MTG. Not legal in modern. No, it's not legal. Yeah, this is... At the moment, we're looking at... Commander Horizons cards. The Commander Horizons cards. Anyway, interesting card. Not great, not terrible. Little MX Doom, of course. I also need your opinion on Invert Polarity. You want an opinion? I will give you an opinion. Oh my god, this card! I am very fearful of this card. I hope it doesn't break the game. This card is a red 2 generic, sorry, it's a red blue instant. Choose target spell, then you flip a coin. If you win the flip, gain control of that spell and you may choose new targets for it. 3 mana Commandeer. Okay, we have to look at I'll just show you how hard Commandeer is to cast. It is a 7 mana card, or you spend 3 cards to get it. Commandeer is like gain control of target non-creature spell. You may choose new targets for it. This card is insane. And they just put it on a 3 mana card. 3 mana. 3 mana. 3 mana. Now, there is a downside. But it's not even a downside. If you lose the flip, counter that spell. Like, okay, so like heads. Okay, tails, I win. Heads, I win even more than I expected. Yeah, it's a 3 mana counter spell with upside. Now, some people made mention, like, there might be some really interesting game dynamic where, you know, they have invert polarity up, but then you could cast something like a prison effect, where if you counter it, that's good. But then if you don't counter it, that's bad. So like if like no, maybe not ghostly prison, but like a Thalia, Guardian Thraben or something like that is on the stack. Like even if it resolves under your control, it can still help people. So, but I think overall this card is going to be insane. This is modern legal. I am terrified of this card. Like Cavernous Souls doesn't even win through this thing. At least not the head side. Coin flipping is coming back in Magic the Gathering. Don't you think that them Pokemon players gonna be flipping all the coins around here? No, we can flip coins too. We're inverting polarity as well. Yeah, heads I win. This is heads I win, tails you lose. Oh my god, is that another reference? Is that another reference? That is literally that. Heads I win, tails you lose. I think that's another reference. Skeeg. I thought I told you to stop messing with. Oh, that worked. Good job, Skeeg. Ralzeric. I think I accidentally came across like it's like heads I win, tails I lose. The card. That was completely by accident. If you're going to lose to an uncounterable spell, you can Hail Mary cast this spell for the coin flip win. Yes, giving them some chance around here. It costs blue and red, so it must be fair. Print it. Wizards R&D very likely. Coin flip commander deck. Oh god, I don't like this. I really don't like the sound of that. I really don't like cards that leave so much stuff to chance, especially this, because that's backbreaking. It's so backbreaking if someone wins the coin flip. It's not even that bad if they lose the coin flip. Floop du bin darf duci supremu voident glamoridine. Well, I have no idea what the hell that means. Ralzeric, the coin flipper too. Yeah, Ralzeric loves flipping coins. Basically Two-Face, the Two-Face of the multiverse. This with Krark for extra chaos. Alright, let's go back. Anyway, I think this card is cracked. I'm really hoping it's not good, because that playing against that card seems miserable as hell. It's absolutely miserable. What happened here? Oh yeah, I forgot. I have to do my like right-click look at the card thing. They're reprinting Yavimaya. These are all reprints. Oh, I don't want to see the reprints. No reprints. Hide reprints. I want to see only monoprints from here. The Sage of the Maze. Sage of the Maze. Green 2 generic 1/3 elf wizard. Add 2 mana in any combination of colors when you tap it. Also tap until end of turn. Target land you control becomes an XX citizen creature with haste in addition to its other types, where X is twice the number of gates you control. Activate only as a sorcery. So for everyone playing gates, there you go. You have another win condition. Tap and untap gate you control. Untap Sage of the Maze. Tap and untap gate. What the hell? Tap and untap gate you control. Then that's just gonna add tons of mana. Yeah, this is, you know, it seems so innocent, and this whole tapping your gate thing makes it just absolutely busted. How about this one? Until end of turn, target land you control. It's on. Unfortunately, it's just until end of turn. We have a bunch of gates in play. Like you add, it's a soul ring for each gate that you have on the battlefield. A +1 because it can tap mana but just by itself. Tap add 2, like tap add 2, tap a gate, untap, tap add another 2. For each gate in play, you got double your mana. Turns every gate effectively into Soul Ring for all colors of mana. That is a great card. All right, next up we got Dan Stock with the Necro Bloom. Is that what they've called it? It is the Necro Bloom. Green, black, white, 1 generic. It's a 2/7 plant. That's a pretty big butt on a plant. Strong stem. Now landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 0/1 green plant creature token. If you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token instead. Is this just Field of the Dead? What the hell is going on here? Did they just reprint Field of the Dead on a creature? Land cards in your graveyard have Dredge too. Why? Why does it have that? What the hell synergy does this card have with anything? Just flavor-wise, I don't get this thing. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you get a 0/1 plant. It's some okay, so I don't know the combo between everything on this card, but I understand that this is at least a Field of the Dead combined with... Wasn't there some big green creature that when a land enters the battlefield, you get a 0/1 plant token? I think that's like a Sylvan Primordial or something like that. I'm not familiar with those big creatures. I'm not really familiar with those Commander casuals. Casual staples out there. Land cards in your graveyard have... I don't know what the Dredge 2 is for. They just threw that on there for nothing. Just for fun around here. Yeah, why not have land cards in our graveyard have Dredge 2? Good for a lands deck. Wrangle, Avenger of Zendikar. Oh, is that the card? Oh, so this is... Okay, so this is Field of the Dead, Avenger of Zendikar. Some sort of dredge card. All thrown together. Field of the Dead on a 4 CMC creature is much more fair than on a land. Probably. You're probably right. But this is like Field of the Dead plus. Plus it can block. The field can finally block people. Nikachu wins the hot tub stream. Not anytime soon. I don't have space for a damn hot tub here. Oh, anyway, it's a neat card. It's neat. Probably not going to see any play though. You know, I shouldn't speak too soon. I could be totally, like, I'm talking in modern. For all I know, maybe this thing is going to be completely busted. They banned Field of the Dead. The hard part is you can't tutor it up. Not with Primeval Titan or anything like that. But it does look strong. Cool stuff, the Necro Bloom. Alright, now we back to Rampant Frogantua. It is a 3 mana, 3/3 frog with trample. When Rampant Frogantua gets +10/+10 for each player who has lost the game. What the hell? Okay, we're gonna kill you, and then this thing gets bigger. It ate you! The player has been eaten. Player A has been eaten. Whenever Rampant Frogantua deals combat damage to a player, you may mill that many cards. Put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Are we milling them or milling us? You may mill that. Yeah, okay, we're milling ourselves. 3 mana 13. Well, you know, hey, some assembly required here, Summer Mermaid Star. Some assembly required. You know, it's a 3/3 now. But you know, someone gotta die, all right? This rampant Frogantra's got blood in its eyes. It's got that. Oh my god. I can't remember the names of them on Dumb and Dumber. So you got that crazy look in your eye. It's exactly how they look at the rampant Frogantua. We got some toads that try to eat other things whole. Little MX Doom with another super chat. You're really excited for this set coming out. Which of the Flipwalkers do you think is the best? Tamio. I think Tamio is busted. Just to show the Tamio card. I think this card's insane. It's 1 mana. It's a 0/3 flyer. It can attack as a 0/3. Whenever you attack, you investigate. So if it attacks once, you get value. Whenever you draw your 3rd card in a turn, which is not hard if you build your deck with a bunch of cantrips, you get to flip it. So like trying to flip this thing is like easy peasy. You can have it flip by turn 2, and then all of a sudden +2 until your next turn. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, it gets -1, -0 until end of turn. That is infuriating to have that on a creature, which is immediately oh, sorry, no, it's not a creature, it's on a planeswalker, but which is immediately outside of lightning bolt range. This is, I think this is I shouldn't say undisputedly the best one. Maybe the Grist one can see some play. But this one's just clearly good. This is clearly good. It's always a 13/13 on game 2. Oh, what? Is it? Hold on. Wait, are you joking? Gets +10/+10 for each player who has lost the game. I think you're clowning around here. But I like the idea though. Cards that get stronger as like the match goes on. For as long as the opponent has lost at least 1 game this match, it gets +10/+10. The mains and Dumb and Dumber. Oh yeah, Harry. You got that, Harry. You got that crazy look in your eye. Or no, Lloyd. Is it Lloyd? Was it Lloyd who had the crazy look on the eye? No, it was Lloyd. I can't remember. I gotta see that movie again. But you gotta watch those movies with friends because they don't hit the same way when you're watching it alone. Boy, were they hilarious when I was growing up. All right, next up. Oh no, what'd I do? Hide the reprints. Desert Warfare is a green 3 generic. It is an enchantment whenever you sacrifice a desert, and whenever a desert card is put into your graveyard from your hand or library, put the card onto the battlefield under your control at the beginning of your next end step. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more deserts, create that many 1/1 green, red, white, sand warrior creature tokens. They gain haste. All right, that's a value card. Enjoy your value cards, and so on. Wonderscape Sage. This is a 2 mana 1/3. Well, someone was talking about this, I think on like Twitter or something. It's a 1/3 Moonfolk Wizard with flying. Tap, return a land you control to its owner's hand. You get to draw a card. Then discard a card unless that land had a non-basic land type. The price of a Boro, I guess it's gonna just continue to keep going up. It's effectively, I guess you don't need a Boro. It's actually pointless. You can just have any non-basic land. Yeah, discard a card unless that land had a non-basic land type. Yeah, forget Oboro. Play any lands you want. Bounce your Mutavault back to your hand and draw a card. It's a very nice card, though. Elder Dragon Horizons 3. Sean Abbott says, I just saw a card like, it's like Amphibious Rainfall. It has Storm turns, creates into 1/1 frogs. Part of it, it is an enchantment. Okay, let's take a look at this. Anyway, this card, cool card. Can I look, can I find this card? Oh, let's see that Copperland card. That's the Copperland card. Where is the amphibian? There we go. Amphibian Downpour. I think this card's great. I don't think people are going to share that opinion with me. I think this card's underrated. It's a blue 2 generic aura with Flash and Storm. Storm, people! Don't underestimate Storm. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a blue frog creature with base power and toughness 1/1. So I think this card's pretty good because if your opponent plays, if they have a bunch of creatures in play and they play even one card, you're basically 2-for-1ing them here. With this card, well, I mean, the creature's not dead, but you're effectively neutering them. I mean, they're gonna shrink, right? It's just a 1/1 creature now. But what I think is so cool is you could even play into it, like you can play a spell, follow it up with Amphibian Downpour, and get a nice clean 2-for-1. Or if your opponent just rattles off a bunch of spells on a certain turn, like Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble again, play Cantrip. And they've got like 2 Dragon Rage Channelers and a Ragavan out, Amphibian Downpour. Alright, they're all 1/1s. Well played. And you can't even counter this thing very well because you're still going to get the Storm copies. Don't get the Mogwai Met. Anyway, I really like this card. I think that's, why not 4 mana kill everything? Because they have a million of those things. 4 mana kill everything. 4 mana to kill everything? You think they've never done that one before? They've never made Wrath of God, Damnation, Supreme Verdict. What else is there? There's like a million more 4 mana Wraths. Wrath of God, Damnation, Supreme Verdict. There's another white one. There's a black-white one. Yeah, it's been overdone. We have enough 4 mana wipe everything. Unless you're talking about that in blue. Which in that case, yeah, you're correct. There's no 4 mana blue board wipe. In real life, it rains frogs, but this is rain turning you into a frog. Is it? And by I mean, like, it rains frogs? Where the hell does that happen? Oh, I need to get an umbrella so I don't get smacked in the face by a frog during the storm. I've heard of raining cats and dogs, but not frogs. Anyone else bummed that Modern Horizons 3 didn't have any retro walker characters get a card finality? Finally, a huge miss. It didn't have any retro walker characters. I don't get that. I don't understand what that means. It didn't have any retro walker characters. Get a card final. Oh, you mean like a super old planeswalker that they alluded to? It's rained meat and blood, too. I've never heard of that one. I don't know where you're from, Jess, but you know what? I like how they talk around there. Okay, we got... Oh, yeah, you also get Blue Devotion out of this. Yeah, you have copies of this enchantment everywhere. And with great copies come great devotion. Anyway, I have a feeling no one's going to play this. But I think it is underpowered, or like underestimated. Little MX Doom, last one. Do you think Strix Serenade will see modern play? Great question. Excellent question. Strix Serenade. But before we talk about that, we have to talk about the art. First off, this art is beautiful. It is a gorgeous art. I think it's a homage to Swan Song. But this art is just bananas. I mean, this is a 10 out of 10 type of art around here. So it's Strix Serenade. It's a blue instant. Carry target artifact, creature, or planeswalker spell. Its controller creates a 2/2 blue bird creature token with flying. You know what? You know what? This would have been really useful when Fury was legal, but now Fury is banned. This card's not nearly as good. There is a huge disadvantage to putting a bird in play. A huge disadvantage, because usually you can't even defeat the bird. Now, that being said, these days, we have bigger problems to deal with. Like, if I can counter a Murktide Regent, even if I can counter, I would say, Grief on turn 1, if I can counter Primeval Titan, if I'm allowed to counter... Not to mention, you can counter the One Ring with this. So it has a lot of targets. There's way more important artifact creatures and planeswalkers we want to counter. Omnath, Solitude. Actually, Solitude is a really good one. The best ones, I think, are to counter the ones that have ETBs, because the creatures are usually pretty good by themselves, plus you don't want to give your opponent that ETB value. So I think Strix Serenade could see play, but it's hard to tell until it's actually being played. I can tell you from experience playing Swan Song, sometimes you die that bird. That bird is so annoying. So frustrating. It's just mocking me. I gave it life and it just taunts me till my death. Swan Song at home? You're one of those glass half full people, aren't you, Quad Dizzle? You're a half glass full. I'm a half. Sorry, glass half empty. I am a glass half full. I want to say you look at the downsides to cards. But anyway, it's hard to tell how this is going to operate in the metagame until people start playing with it. And then it all comes down to how often is this bird going to prevent me from attacking my opponent? How often is this bird going to kill me? That's just what it comes down to. Super cool art. Maybe some blue aggro which don't care about a 2/2 blocker. Like what? Everyone cares about a 2/2 blocker. Delver cares about a 2/2 blocker. I mean, I guess, what's it called? Maybe you could see playing Murktide. It's just awkward. Like, you can chump block their Murktide. But fortunately, it's only chump blocking. You can only chump block, or you can trade with a Ragavan, though. Nikachu hates birds? Is this a merfolk thing? No, I love birds. I love them. Maybe some blue aggro, yeah. Dies to... You know what would be funny? Strict Serenade, and in response, someone Swan Songs it. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Got him. Got him. Anyone else think the power creep could reach Midnight Axe levels by Modern Horizons 5 or so? It's possible. You can't. Do not underestimate the power of Wizards of the Coast's R&D and their greed. Okay, next up, let's go back. Back to the spoilers. Can we just look at that card? Oh, did we look at this one? Did we look at Flage? I don't remember. I think the card is cracked. I think this thing's nuts. It's a 3 mana. It's a 3 mana 6/6. But it's like Croxa. When it enters the battlefield, you escape it. But it's got a lightning helix attached to it, which I don't like. I mean, like, and by I don't like, I mean I don't want to play against this stupid thing. And then when you escape it, exile. It's like when it enters the battlefield or attacks, it lightning helixes something. And it's got escape for white, red. I think this is, if this thing resolves off the escape.
No, God, please, no.
I'm dead. I mean, I'm just dead. It's real. I think it doesn't draw a card, but it's pretty good. Lightning Helix. Any life gain is infuriating. Not to mention, it can deal 3 damage to any target, so it can go straight to the face. Bell loves the card, loves the white-red burn deck. I don't think he'll see playing burn. I think it would mostly see playing some sort of Jeskai control deck, or a Mardu control deck, or, like, probably Jeskai. Control decks, they love their blue. They can't dump it. That's never gonna happen. I guess I could see playing... No, it's not going to see playing Naya either. You sort of need the blue cards to help fill the graveyard. I mean, maybe you can do that with black. I don't know. It's possible. Power creep is infuriating. Wizard of the Coast, greed. Yeah. The power creep. You love it and you hate it, all right? Sometimes the wave of power creep works in your favor. Sometimes it works against you. Sometimes it's a tailwind. Sometimes it's a headwind. Imagine giving it lifelink somehow. Oh my god. So you gain 6 life? That would be just disgusting. Yeah, deal 3 damage. Gain like a bazillion life. Anyway, Flage, Titan of Fire's Fury. Don't remember if we talked about this card last time. It's a pretty neato card, though. Oh, what have I done? Okay, next up. We've got... I don't remember. I have no idea what the hell... Oh, we definitely didn't look at this card before. The Birthing Ritual. This is a green 1 generic enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature, look at the top 7 cards of your library. Then you may sacrifice a creature. If you do, you may put a creature card for the mana value extra or less from among those cards onto the battlefield, where X is 1 plus the sacrifice creature's mana value. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This looks terrible. I think this card is absolute stone cold trash. Yeah, everyone's trying to look for that new birthing pod, but frankly, they've already reprinted. They've printed a bunch of cards that are better than this, in my opinion, and they're still not birthing pod. It's just hard to bring birthing pod back. Birthing pod is not in good shape. The only birthing pod worth playing is birthing pod itself. Will Anderson says, Modern Horizons 2 is the ultimate in power creep. Compare Ragavan to Jackal Pup or Grief to Juzam de Jin. You better believe it. The limitation of the top 7 kills of the card. Exactly. You nailed that one, Pedgeman. You could, like, look at the top 7. It's just all trash. This card is just terrible. So anyway, yeah, this is a huge... Why is it even Mythic? It's like Mythic just to... It's there to spiritually represent the good old days of, what's it called, Birthing Pod. Little MX Doom. Sorry, I lied. We got lied. The flavor text of Faithful Watchhound. Watchhound or Warhound? Faithful something? Oh, Faithful Watch Dog! We hot doggy! We got a doggy. Alright, it is a green-white 0/0 dog with vigilance. Enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. This is insanely underwhelming. I don't know, maybe with Hardened Scales, I guess it's okay. Turn 1 Hardened Scales, turn 2 4/4 for 2. No, this is awful. Poor dog. Just dead on arrival. I mean, I guess the dog decks might be they might be reaching for some playables. They don't have enough playables to call themselves a deck, so they have Faithful Watchdog. Neoform is a good birthing pod. Nikachu has the advantage of being able to be copied, which creates some great loops. Also costs 2. It's the second best birthing pod up to this point, but I wouldn't even say it's a good one, because there's always the cost that you go Neoform and it gets countered, you know, or, you know, you can't search your library or stuff. They throw in Containment Priest on the battlefield. So the thing with birthing pod is you could use it over and over and over and over again. Dies to Fleece mainline being strictly better. Yeah, look at that. Fleece mainline completely outclassing this thing. This, at best, is a 3/3 vigilance, but Fleece mainline, that could be indestructible. Straight to the pound for that doggo? No! You don't know what they do to the dogs once they get to the pound. Summer Mermaid Star, do you know what happens to dogs when they go to the pound and then they don't get picked up? Do you have any idea? We cannot wish that on this dog. Look, it's fine. It's free. Just let it roam the world. It can die naturally in nature, or maybe it can. I don't know. Can a domesticated dog, does it have any chance in the wild? I'm assuming no. So maybe the dog is doomed one way or another. Poor dog. Police mainline doesn't have vigilance. That's true, but as indestructible. Read the flavor text of that dog. Okay, though its official designation was 3rd Battalion Patrol Hound 7. The soldiers dubbed their new companion Lord Fancy Paws. See, you know what? Wizards just doesn't take themselves seriously anymore with these flavor texts. They just don't take themselves seriously. And I think it's better that way. I like it. It's like they fired their entire staff of flavor text artists or writers and hired a bunch of new ones. Pace's fan forever! Echoes of Eternity is pretty busted. Is it now? Oh, we got the colorless, 3 generic Kindred enchantment Eldrazi. If a triggered ability of a colorless spell you control or another colorless permanent you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So you get 2. You get 1 You have one trigger, you're gonna get one trigger free. Whenever you buy a trigger, get one free. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. So the only thing that balances this card is that you can copy Emrakul, you can copy Ulamog, Kozilek, whatever. It's not really all that important. A lot of them have cast triggers, which are not going to get the cast trigger off of this. If I understand, yeah, the copies are just going to immediately go on the stack. They're going to die when they enter the battlefield, right? Because they're legendary. So you have to be careful with how you use this card. But, I mean, it is obviously really good. My friend who has an Eldrazi deck is super psyched about this thing. Kanchevik is like, this card makes me triggered. Big triggered. Pace fan for forever. Amphibian Downpour. Oh, no. Give me another one. We just did that one. We just did that one. Pacers fan forever. You have to give us another one. Or did you send that earlier and then we looked at it? Were you the one that looked? No. Maybe we did that look. Maybe that was the super chat we looked at. That means 2 extra turns with Emrakul on cast. Your copies the trigger. Oh yeah, you still get it. That I forgot about that. 2 extra turns. But then your opponents are like, Emrakul's banned. How the hell did you get that in your deck? Wow, you could have had those 2 extra turns too. If I did not know the ban list so well. Foiled completely. Salty Rod, thank you so much for your super chat. The new Ulalek. Fused Atrocity. Eldrazi seems wild. So does the other 5 Eldrazi in that set. Oh yeah. Well, it's an Eldrazi set basically. They made sure it's gonna be absolutely busted. Yeah, we have, you can either have it for Wooburg. Actually, you can choose whatever the hell you want out of this thing. It's a 2/5 Devoid Eldrazi. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi spell, you can pay double colorless. If you do copy all spells you control, then, copy all other activated and triggered abilities you control. You may choose new targets for the copies. Man, you need a lot of mana. Tron lands are gonna go up in value here. We did Strict Serenade, Pacers fan. We did that one. Keep trying. Keep trying. This basically has to be danger or else it's a flavor fail. Yeah, everything needs to be it danger in this set. Also, everything needs to be it danger to just compete with all the other it danger stuff from 2 years ago. We are still playing with it danger cards in Modern. Still playing with them. And they're not banning them. And I don't even think anything out of this set is gonna stop Grief. You know, I was like, oh, maybe they'll have, like, Leyline of the anti-grief, but they didn't come out with that at all. They do have some, like, anti-grief cards, like Strict Serenade, but it doesn't work on the draw. It only works if you're on the play. And you don't even want to play something on turn 1. Have we done Necrodominance? I don't think we've done Necrodominance. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. This is like the end boss of like enchantments. Black, black, black. They reprinted Necropones. Are they out of their damn minds? Skip your draw step. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay any amount of life. If you do, draw that many cards. It danger! I mean, I think it's just obscenely broken. What are they what the hell is going on here? Is anyone... Necrodominance is weak at best? Are you crazy? They reprinted Necropotence. It is literally Necropotence. Your maximum hand size is 5. Who cares? 5 is all you need to combo off these days. You can like draw 10 and just keep the best 5. If a card or token would be put into your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. This is stupid. This was a very stupid idea. If the card, not likely, but maybe this card will be fine in Modern because you don't have Dark Ritual. But I mean, in Legacy, what the hell are they thinking with this? This is on the top. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. You don't think it sees Legacy play? This is literally, it's literally Necropotence -2. There's no difference to it. Or is the whenever a card's put in your graveyard from memory, or maybe this clause at the bottom changes everything. So you can only use it for value. Necropotence didn't make you draw, so it had some interactions. This draws. Oh wait, well, I mean that's true. That you do literally draw the cards here, so you trigger Bowmasters, you trigger a bunch of other cards. I don't think it matters. I really don't. I mean, yeah, I don't care. This is like there were so many combo decks that played Necropotence just for the sake of playing Necropotence because it just drew you a bunch of cards. Worse, we can now have double the potency. Good gods, I hope the legendary type isn't a boon. We could. Didn't even cap the life you can pay. Nope. Yeah, you pay 10, pay 15. Playing commander, pay 20. So it's just another Necropotence. I mean, it's obviously an instant staple in commander if you're playing already Necropotence, which it doesn't seems unrealistic, but whatever. Maybe, though, maybe the format is going to be so jam-packed with stupid cards that this card's going to end up being fair. Because that's basically what happened with regular Modern Horizons cards. Like, Urza Saga's totally broken. Ragavon's totally broken. Solitude's totally broken. But, you know, so many of these broken cards, it's all fine. It's all fine. We're just in a cesspool of power. There'll be no more bulk crap in any deck. Everything will be mythic. In modern deck in 2050, it's all mythic cards. Even the lands. I mean, Timeless Necropotence is not even broken, just when you do it in turn 1 with the Dark Ritual. That could be true. Maybe they got inspired by Timeless. Fun thing to do with this, Death Shadow. Oh yes, I would like to pay you can't do it immediately though. You have to, because you can only do it at the end step. So you can't do it willy-nilly. Dimitri, oh, lurk away, lurk away. Anyway, I'm scared. I'm scared. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm scared. I'm scared of this stupid card. Next up. Show should be over now, but you know what? I'm in a good mood. We can keep looking at cards. A good merfolk? Absolutely. Harbinger of the Seas. Harbinger of the Seas. So what have we not looked at? Pretty sure we saw Ladamri. Saw this thing. Maybe we saw almost everything. Maybe we didn't see Ugin's Binding. So blue 2 generic instant. It's got Devoid. Turn target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand. But then whenever you cast a colorless spell with mana value 7 or greater, you may exile Ugin's Binding from your graveyard. When you do, return each non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand. Where they printed a second Cyclonic Rift? That's just what everyone needed to hear. Now, this Cyclonic Rift is a bit harder to pull off. Or maybe it's easier. So instead of holding up 7 mana, you just like cast a card for 7 mana. Ugin's Binding. Everyone has a Binding. It's probably going to be one day a Bolus's Binding. Liliana's Binding. Liliana, you can bind me any day you want. You see, are you seeing all the super chats? I see this one super chat. Is there another super chat out there? Did you make a super chat? Let me look back here. We did this one. Yeah, I see all the super chats. I see everything. That would limit to mono blue, yes. Not necessarily. I mean, it's probably a colorless deck with a very light blue splash overall. Am I the only one finding it very ironic that most Ugin cards support Eldrazi? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they're actually friends, not foes. Because this is definitely for Eldrazi. Yeah, do you know what? I never thought about that. Ugin is a dragon. And then it turns out Ugin just keeps helping the damn, Ugin just keeps helping Eldrazi. They gotta squeeze that in the story somehow. Maybe Ugin is an Eldrazi. had mutated children, and that they were abandoned, and they became the Eldrazi. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that story. Pacers fan forever. Warren Soul Trader. This is a black 2 generic 3/3. Oh yeah, this is a zombie goblin wizard. Pay 1 life, sack another creature, create a treasure token. Not bad. So it's basically a pretty nice free sack outlet. Don't know how you're going to use the damn thing, but nothing wrong with sacking creatures and getting pretty good value because you convert creatures directly into mana. So it's like almost like another angle of Skirk Prospector. So if Goblin decks need more ways of comboing off by through a sack outlet or getting mana through Skirk Prospector, you can use Warren Soul Trader. So you like a Warren Soul Trader, and then I guess if you sack your creatures right, go get yourself a Muxus, which will get more creatures, which will also be converted into delicious mana. They need to revive Gideon? Well, they put Gideon in the set. Oh, they don't need to revive Gideon. See, that's the thing about story. We can go back in time. At a time where Gideon was alive, you know? Just like Kamigawa. Kamigawa was a time where... It wasn't even modern day Kamigawa. We went in the past. When people saw Kamigawa for the first time, they were really going back in time. The real Kamigawa was... Neon Dynasty. That's present time. Okay, next up, we've got Steve Cooper says 3 more. You got it, Steve Cooper. Okay, that's donated from Steve Cooper. Who wants to look at some cards? Give me some cards here in chat. We need 3 cards. Why look them up? We can let you guys. I'm gonna let you guys take control of the show. You guys always control the show anyway. Kamigawa block was 1,200 years ago. In my opinion, then their technological progress was a little slow. The Necrobloom, did they try to fix the Field of the Dead? Oh, we looked at that one. That was the 2/7. Yeah, that was the 2/7. We saw that one. Any burner mill cards? If you count Pyrogoyf as a pyro, they don't have that here. Damn. There's like a Tarmogoyf that acts like a flame tongue Kavu, but you can shoot people in the face. Jas Ugin's Labyrinth. Ugin's Lab. Imprint. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile a colorless card with mana value 7 or greater from your hand. Tap out a colorless. But if your card was exiled, you add double instead. First time that we're gonna have what? Soul. This is like a first Soul Land? No, that's not the first Soul Land. We have always had Eldrazi Temple. I don't know if Tron can use this. I don't know. So I guess like Eldrazi Tron will finally have access to like 2 Soul Lands in the same format. Tap, return the exiled card to its owner's hand. That's wild to think like Eldrazi Tron has access to Ancient Tomb, City of Traders, Eldrazi Temple, and Legacy, and the deck is not actually any good at all. And they have access to Cavern of Souls. Complete crap. Absolute crap. Dimitri, before I go into fully lurk mode, have you done or plan to do streams of reviews of monocolored cards and then color combos? We have done many stuff like that. We've done tier lists of monocolored cards. Just gotta look it up. If you have a very specific request, you could always let me know in my Discord, and maybe we could make that into a show. We need 2 more. Okay, we'll go, John. John, we want to see Sylvan Safekeeper. I didn't even know this is a reprint. This looked like a new card to me. Green 1/1 human wizard, sack a land, target creature you control gains shroud until end of turn. That's like, that looks so new to me. But this came from Judgment. This is like a super old card. This would have been a sick card to have in the format like, I don't know, like 4 years ago. Kamigawa was ahead of many others in many ways. Innistrad's tech has been much the same for 6,000 plus years. Yeah, they don't even have internet. Pathetic. Okay, let's take a look at Pacers Fan Forever's Disruptor Flute. Disruptor Flute. 2 mana flash, enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Spells with the chosen name cost 3 more to cast. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. I hate it. I don't like this card very much. So, like, you have to play it in the blind if you want to prevent someone from casting something. I'm sure it's fine in Commander, but in Modern Legacy, this thing sucks. Like, this is great in Commander because, A, you know exactly what your opponent's going to play, so you can tax it by 3 mana. And also, you can screw over their activated abilities, and a lot of good commanders have activated abilities. But in Modern Legacy, you're in the blind. You have, like, no idea what people are going to play. And even if they play something afterwards, this is like a weird pithing needle, in my opinion. In my opinion. Shrieking Drake. Oh, isn't that the control card? Oh, yeah. Yeah, blue, 1/1, flying. Enters the battlefield to return a creature controlled to its owner's hand. Finally, at last. Cal says, have you looked at Frogmere Enforcer? I did not. 7 mana 4/4 with Prototype. You can cast this for 4 mana. It's a 2/2. It also has Affinity for artifacts. Costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. Even the prototype part? Hopefully the prototype part. Okay, we got some super chats still. We got Salty Rot. I get to play 2 Cyclonic Rifts in Combat. You better believe it. You get to play 2 Cyclonic Rifts. Yeah, with the was the Ugin's Binding. Just going back to this. Ugin's Binding. Piss your friends off 2 times than you usually do. Cyclonic Rift. And they're like, okay, whatever. Ugin's Binding. Actually, Ugin's Binding needs to be in the graveyard, right? Shouldn't be too hard. Just loot that thing in the graveyard, then cast your, I don't know, Karn the Great Creator or something. Karn Liberated. Forgot that people even played cards like that. Let's look at Christopher. Okay, we'll look at Christopher B. and John Michael. So first, Christopher B. Dreamtide Whale. The Dreamtide. It's a whale. And it's a dream. 3 mana 7/5 with Vanishing 2. There's the battlefield with 2 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter from it. When the last is removed, sacrifice it. What? Oh, so it's a 7/5 in play. I thought this is like a weird suspend. So it's actually in play and then it disappears. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, proliferate. Oh! Now I get this card. Wow! Holy crap! I like this card a lot all of a sudden. I mean, and it doesn't even die to everything. It does to a lot of stuff, though. It doesn't die. Okay, so it dies to everything except Lightning Bolt. That's very, very interesting. So basically, it punishes you. So it's going to disappear as you remove the fading counters. Enters the battlefield with 2 fading. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a fading counter from it. When the last is removed, sacrifice it. Oh, you get only 1 big punch of 7 damage. But it prevents people from double spelling. Because if they double spell, then you get another counter on this. Strictly better Jorian. I don't know. That's a bit weird. Rotting Register has even better stats for the same mana, but sees no play. Hey! Rotting Register saw a little bit of play. A little bit. Maybe not that much, but a little bit. Okay, do you know what? I take it back. You can only hit someone once with this, so gotta give it haste or something to make it worthwhile. And then... Do you guys already do the landscapes? No. We didn't. Are they any good? Oh, this is just add colorless and you can cycle it. Oh, for each color. So you can set, it's like crap fetch land. Look for a land of the basic type that you have in the cycling cost. Yup. Oh, it's supposed to complement the Myriad landscape. The Myriad. Well, we've done it now. Thanks for letting me know. I totally forgot about those cards. Oh, and we missed one. There we go. John, recruiter of the guard. I said I'd come back. A person of my word. Recruit! 3 mana, 1/1 human soldier, enters the battlefield. You may search your library for a creature card with toughness 2 or less, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Sadly, honestly, I think it's dead on arrival. This card will see no play. We already have a lot of cards that do something similar. Like, this card I think is just worse than, I don't remember what it is. It's like white, 3/3. You can sack it. Your opponent can't cast non-creature spells. And you can search your library for a 1-mana card. I think that's just strictly better than this. This is just too small. The ability is not that good. It's like really bad if you don't have, what's it called? It's super bad if you don't have Vial. It's just a 1/1 in play. It's not going to do that much after that. Do I have to be worried about energy in Modern now? I don't know. I hope not. Because we cannot interact with energy. Energy is just energy. Energy is infinite. You cannot get rid of energy. Everything is energy around here. Okay, and with that cheery note, the fear of energy, we're gonna call it a day. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Where am I? I'm here. I hope you're all psyched for Modern Horizons 3. I am. It's gonna completely shake. It feels like Modern is just getting shaken up constantly from bannings and unbannings and cards being printed out of just regular sets, and now we're about to like table flip the whole format. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also, thanks everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or help super chat for other people to be part of the show. Thanks everyone for joining this day with me. I really appreciate it. Made the spoiler season that much better. We got to send a thanks to Jose Yanchovic. We got Michael Megas of the Bargain, Avatar of Whoa, Pacers fan forever, Christopher B. Pedgeman, David Sampson, Salty Rod, Steve Cooper, Bell, Always a Bigger Fish, Gabrielle, Avatar of Woe, Dimitri, and DJ, because you are my coffee crew. Thanks so much for being here today. So as usual, my crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.